Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to decode the ultimate solution to messy open-source AI video workflows. We're talking about the highly powerful LTX 2.3 template. Now, if you've ever actually tried building generative video tools locally, you already know it can quickly turn into an incredibly frustrating maze. Well, today, we're untangling that mess.
You know the struggle. Setting up a video pipeline usually means connecting dozens of complicated wires in ComfyUI, fighting through endless error messages, and constantly swapping out files. Honestly, it's exhausting. But the setup we're looking at today completely flips the script on how we handle local generation. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the ultimate AI workflow, move into the 4 modes of generation, talk about controlling your video, cover the reality of hardware and errors, and wrap up with a showdown between LTX and the alternatives.
Okay, part 1, the ultimate AI workflow, where we move from absolute chaos to a clean, unified dashboard. Instead of manually wiring together dozens of scattered nodes, this setup acts basically like a master control panel. For local creators, this is an absolute game changer. Normally, you'd have to jump between completely separate, complex templates, like one massive web for text to video and a totally different one for image to video. Here, all that underlying chaos is completely hidden away. You literally just flip an on switch for whatever input you want to use. It's an all-in-one solution that drastically cuts down on your technical friction, letting you focus purely on the creative side of things. Moving right along to part 2, 4 modes of generation, unlocking LTX superpowers. What's so wild about this unified workflow is that it lets you combine text, images, and audio seamlessly without ever leaving the interface. You can start completely from scratch with a text prompt, bring a static image to life, or let the AI build a video based entirely on sound. And remarkably, it even handles full lip sync generation. In a live test using a Hindi song, the AI actually matched the mouth movements perfectly to the audio track without skipping a single beat. It's pretty mind-blowing. So how does it work in practice? Well, this highly structured approach reduces the whole process to just 3 intuitive steps. First, you just select your input toggle. Second, set your video length and frame rate. Now, a quick pro tip here. While the model technically supports generations up to 30 seconds long, it's strongly recommended to keep it in that sweet spot of 5 to 10 seconds for the absolute best visual quality. And third, you just type in your prompt and hit run. Even heavy-duty features, like natively supporting 4K resolutions, are just baked right into this streamlined process. Section 3, Controlling Your AI Video, taking a look at LoRa's and native upscaling. We've all seen it happen. Your generated character suddenly morphs into a totally different person mid-scene. It's one of the biggest headaches in AI video. But by activating the built-in IC LoRa, you lock in that character's face, clothing, and proportions so they stay perfectly consistent from the first frame all the way to the last. This specialized integration tackles that dreaded hallucination problem head-on. But wait, there's more. You can also dial in incredibly precise camera movements and utilize LTX's proprietary upscaler. Need heavy action? Throw on the dynamic motion LoRa. Need specific framing? Use the dedicated camera controls to pan or zoom exactly how you want. Now, because these LTX models natively output at slightly lower resolutions to save on processing time, the template includes a custom upscaler to boost your footage into crisp Full HD or 4K. Just a heads up though, be prepared for some massive files. Believe it or not, just a tiny 7-second Full HD clip generated this way can easily result in a 142 megabyte file. Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, Surviving Hardware and Errors. Let's talk about the heavy price of local AI. Before you dive in, we really need to do a reality check here. You are going to need a minimum of 32 gigabytes of VRAM to comfortably run this workflow without it constantly crashing. While LTX is insanely fast, it is also remarkably heavy. If you actually want to use the full suite of tools, the upscaler, and the multi-layered generation without making huge compromises, you need serious, massive hardware power. Just look at the sheer scale of these requirements. We're talking absolute top-tier desktop graphics cards, like the RTX 3090, 4090, or the upcoming 5090. Plus, you'll need to carve out a network volume of up to 200 gigabytes just to house the environment. I mean, a single full model file can eat up 42 gigabytes of storage. The footprint is just massive. So listen, if you encounter an out-of-memory error, do not panic. It doesn't mean the template is broken, it just means your hardware hit a wall. Tweaking your memory allocation and managing pixel sizes is simply part of the local AI journey. You might have to step down the resolution, lower the frame rate, or allocate more virtual memory just to get the job done.
It is always a constant balancing act between your visual ambitions and your machine's physical capabilities.
Finally, Section 5, LTX versus alternatives, the ultimate showdown with models like Vidu and Wan. Let's be brutally honest for a second. LTX is absolutely fantastic for having everything packaged in one clean dashboard, but it can occasionally struggle to strictly follow really long, complex text prompts. On the flip side, an alternative model like Wan handles complex multi-character motion beautifully and sticks to prompts like glue, but using it often requires incredibly frustrating, fragmented setups for every single task. But LTX fires right back with blistering speed. Once this model is loaded into memory, it absolutely flies through the queue. It can complete high-quality video generations in as little as 112 seconds. Generating a high-quality video clip locally in under 2 minutes is virtually unheard of when dealing with other heavy open-source models. Building this workflow required an unbelievable amount of dedication from its creator. It literally took months of trial and error to package everything into a single, functional dashboard. Think about it. If you were to ungroup the underlying nodes powering this thing, you would be staring at a terrifying, dizzying maze of mathematical operations, routing logic, and model loaders. All of that massive headache was navigated and hidden away just so we can click a switch and make art. So as we wrap up this explainer, here is the ultimate question to leave you with. When you weigh the incredible power and speed of local AI against its demanding, expensive hardware costs, which path are you going to choose for your next video project? The all-in-one convenience of LTX is undeniable, assuming your machine can handle the weight. The tools are perfectly structured, the switchers are built, and the dashboard is ready to go. The choice of how you create next is entirely up to you.